is
If you can get a mental image of the person you would most like to become, begin now to act as that person would act in everything you do. Gradually, imperceptibly, you will actually become that person.
Complete delusion. You gotta believe the delusion because it's only delusional until it works.
your mind is designed to help you get what you want. You just have to be willing to believe it's possible.
Act like the person you want to become. That's not fake it till you make it, by the way. This is intentional. Intentionally act like the person you want to become. Because when you intentionally act like the person you want to become, your brain sees you taking those actions, so your brain starts to change the way it relates to you.
Before you can do something, you must first be something. Before you can do what you would most like to do, you must first become the person who can do it. If you can get a mental image of the person you would most like to become, begin now to act as that person would act in everything you do. Gradually, imperceptibly, you will actually become that person.
Complete delusion. You gotta believe the delusion because it's only delusional until it works.
Your mind.
Delusional until it works.
Your mind is designed to help you get what you want. You just have to be willing to believe it's possible.
Act like the person you want to become. That's not fake it till you make it, by the way. This is intentional. Intentionally act like the person you want to become. Because when you intentionally act like the person you want to become, your brain sees you taking those actions, so your brain starts to change the way it relates to you.
Shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, honor, and power that's due to Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, those who rule well and who I learned this truth from. And salutation to the brothers stiffly pushing this one truth, in all sincerity and diligence, risking both their lives and freedoms to do so. Shalom to the rest of the elect, as we all await the second exodus coming quickly by the hands of the Lord Yahweh Shah. This is your brother, Akaga Bar. All right, I want to be doing a brief lesson. All right, don't know exactly what I'll title it, but ultimately, put on as the elect, okay? Because there's a good chance that we're the elect, man. Okay, put on as the elect, all right? Embody, you know what I'm saying, what the elect will be doing, all right? Because there's a good chance, all right, that we are of the elect. Now, I want to start off by saying, we understand that this is a thing of predestination, okay? That ultimately, you have to be chosen, all right, from the beginning, okay, to receive of salvation, all right, to be of the 144,000, to be of that 1/3 remnant, and we understand that. Okay, I want to start off by saying that, but nonetheless, there's no coincidence that we woke up to this truth. Okay, there's no coincidence we woke up to this truth and have been programmed, all right, to embody and do the things the elect would do. Okay, edifying the sheep, all right, putting lessons out, going out to the highways and hedges, having that certain level of conviction. Hey, that's not a coincidence, man. You know what I'm saying? We know that there's false prophets. There's teachers that are not called by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, and ultimately, through the process of elimination, man, they expose themselves to be not men of the Lord. Okay, and as worse as these guys get, it sheds light on who the true men of the Lord are, man. That's why scriptures speak about the house of David growing stronger and the house of Saul growing weaker, but ultimately, we're to put on as the elect. We do and rehearse what the elect will be doing. All right. And that's a good chance, man, that, hey, we're them men, we're that body, man, of believers in Yahweh Shah that are predestined for salvation. Okay, and I wanted to, again, preface with the fact that, yes, I understand this is a thing of predestination, but nonetheless, man, hey, we go through these particular motions for a reason. All right, and I'm going to just rewind it because, hey, you have to believe, man. You got to believe that you're of the elect.
This is intentional. Intentionally act like the person you want to become. Because when you intentionally act like the person you want to become, your brain sees you taking those actions, so your brain starts to change the way it relates to you.
Before you can do something, you must first be something. Before you can do what you would most like to do, you must first become the person who can do it.
All right. And hey, that's what we do to the best of our ability, man. What do? We go through these motions as the elect would do. See, done are the days of us
If you can get a
being a nigga, man. Just being a black person, right? Going through the motions of being black and, aligning with that vibration. Hey, through Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, our whole mindset has changed, man. Again, we ain't perfect. Though a just man falls 7 times, he gets back up. It's all about getting back up, getting stronger and keep going. But nonetheless, we've aligned our mindset with believing that, hey, there's a good chance we're the elect, man. We call ourselves the hopeful elect because it's a thing of, humility. And, we don't know if we've been chosen yet. You know what I'm saying? But hey, there's a good chance that, we're that number, man, because we're aligning ourselves with the things the elect would be doing. Now, this is Judges 5:11. It says, they that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of Yahweh, even the righteous acts towards the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of Yahweh go down to the gates. Okay. And they that are delivered, all right, are going to be the elect, all right, from the noise of archers. Ultimately, hey, that coming third woe, man, that destruction, that's imminent. See, this is they who are going to be delivered, rehearse the righteous acts, man. It says they that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water, which drawing water can represent oppression. It can represent this captivity. Okay. It's ultimately an act of being in servitude. So they that are going to be delivered out of this captivity are they that rehearse the righteous acts of Yahweh, man. And what do we just keep? The feast of unleavened bread, the Passover, that's one of them. Okay. Majority of our people don't even know Passover just occurred, man. If anything, they believe it's in about a week or two when the Ish keep it, but they didn't even keep that. They just get done celebrating St. Patty's Day, right? I believe that was the latest, holiday for them. They just got done celebrating St. Patrick's Day, man. That's not having an image of the elect. That's not having a mindset of being a Hebrew Israelite, the elect of the Most High who does what he calls for them to do. So their mental image is completely unaligned with that vibration, man. So once again, there's a great chance, brothers. Hey, you got to believe and have that faith. We're that number. That's what keeps us going, man. If you didn't believe you was of the hopeful elect, then what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? If you was convicted in yourself that you were 2/3, then you wouldn't keep pushing, man. Okay. Once again, we know it's a thing of predestination. We claim to be the hopeful elect, all right, because it's a thing of humility and we're waiting for it to be revealed. But hey, the more your mindset is aligned with being that the elect, you're going to do the things they would do. All right. And this is how we're going to get delivered, by rehearsing these righteous acts, man. It's a rehearsal, going through the motions. That's what it's about. We going through these motions, meaning, we understand that we're not going to be perfect. We're in captivity for crying out loud, man. That's why we're going to be saved by grace and faith whereby we believed. All right. And hey, one of the things we believe is that we're that number, All right. It says, they rehearsed the righteous acts of Yahweh, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of Yahweh go down to the gates. Let's grab this. In Colossians 3:12, it says, put on, therefore, as the elect of the Most High. See, put on, therefore, as the elect of the Most High, meaning you need to embody, all right, the elect. It says, holy and beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long suffering. So these are the characteristics, traits, vibrations of the elect, right? It says, forbearing one another and forgiving one another. If any man have a quarrel against you, even as Hamashiach forgave you, so also do ye. And above all things, put on charity, which is the bond of perfectness, Salakia. All right. It says, and let the peace of the Most High rule in your hearts, to the which also ye are called in one body, and be ye thankful. All right. And this is ultimately, a example of, or rather, indicator of who the hopeful elect would be, man. All right. Who the elect would be. All right. These are they who have aligned themselves with this particular vibration. And it's because, they've been called to do so by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshua. We know that this is not of ourselves, and then again, a two-third individual wouldn't care to align themselves with this truth. They wouldn't care to align with this vibration, man. Yeah, you have men crept in unawares. You have, when you throw seeds out, seeds gather all types, okay, when we go out there, all right, and we throw them seeds out, it's gonna bring a whole bunch of different, peoples in, all right, some of which, they're not of the elect, and we understand that. But ultimately, there are the elect out there who have this mind frame, who want to be the 144,000 more than anything else, who want to be a part of the 1/3 remnant more than anything else, man. If you want something that bad, even in a worldly sense, you can get it, But scriptures, that's why scriptures say this. Give me one moment. You can have anything in this world, man. But that's not really what this is about. It's about aligning yourself with being, of the election. Romans 8:24 says, "For we are saved by hope. But hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for it?" Yeah, man, because really you put your mind to it, even in a carnal sense, man, dealing with, different ventures and business pursuits and, careers and everything. You can have it. You're going to have your setbacks. It's going to, you're going to have to take some L's. But if you continue on, if you get back up and you keep going, you can easily achieve it, man. I won't say easily, but you can have it. Car, house, you can get all that, man. But this is something money can't buy. This is something that, like I said, you have to be chosen to be a part of this body, this precious inner circle, man. See? But yeah. It says, for what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for it? But if we hope for that we see not, which is salvation, new bodies, the crowns, right? All right, our true names from the Lord, our rank, But if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it, and that's what we're doing, man. Patiently waiting on the Lord's return. We had that image of, we visualized the Lord returning, man. We haven't seen the Lord yet, but we formulate visuals in our mind of being in the kingdom already. We formulate visions in our mind of being in the chariot, looking out of our palace made of pure gold, walking down the streets of gold, floating down the streets of gold, man. Our building's been built up with opal and carbuncle and rubies and sapphires. We visualize these things, man. You supposed to, cause really, it's really already written in the story of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshua. This is why prophets seen those things already, man. Like when you read Isaiah 4, Isaiah seen the chariots in the kingdom, man. He's seen it, right? Isaiah the 60th chapter, Isaiah seen a vision of the glory we're gonna have in the kingdom, man. The book of I believe I want to say Tobit. It goes into the building up of the kingdom. Well, where did they get that from? And they had visions of it. They seen it. They already seen it. And that's what we gotta visualize ourselves being there, man. Because we're coming. See, so I just briefly wanted to touch on that, man. We have to continue to put on as the elect, to walk in that vibration, to ultimately believe you're that number, man. And the guy said it's only delusion until it works. This ain't a thing about delusion though. You know what I'm saying? This is the real, this is it. This is real shit. This is the real deal, man. There's no coincidence we see certain numbers, right? We know the Most High speaks, he can speak through numbers. He can speak through many various forms, man, to us. You know, I can only speak for myself, but hey, I bet you, brothers, hey, there's nothing more we want than to be at that number, man. And of course, we would, even just want to be a doorkeeper in the kingdom, like King David said, even if we just want to make it. But nonetheless, man, we striving to be that government body, But that's pretty much it on that. I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Shah, DTA Wababa Ball, Shalom.